type of coupling, bush pin type flange coupling. This bush pin type flange coupling here, as it before I told flange coupling, same like a flange coupling what it will be, but extra the bush and pin is added to the flange. This type of couplings pin, and it works with coupling bolts. The rubber or leather bushes are used over the pins. This coupling like a flange construction, the pins are rigid fastened by nut to one of the flange and keep loose on the other flange. See here, this coupling is like a flange coupling. It is same like a flange coupling, keyway and everything. And to fasten these two flanges, to accommodate nut and bolt, we have the holes, 4 holes to tight the two flanges with nut and bolts. This type of clamping, this type of coupling pins, and it works with the coupling bolts. Here see, same flange excluding the nut and bolt holes, there are more 6 holes are there for one flange, which is having more diameter than this pin. For one flange we are having 6 holes, bigger diameter holes than the pin diameter. The other flange we have 6 pins which are fastened into the flange with the thread system. These 6 pins are fastened to this flange by a thread system. So for one flange we have 6 pins and 4 holes to tight the two flanges. So these 6 pins will enter into these holes, enter into the other side of the flange holes. This flange hole is little, see, this is a pin, this is a pin. This is first flange, second flange having wider than pin hole which accommodate the bush. See, this hole is more diameter than the pin. It is very loose. In between we have some clearance. To fit this clearance without gap over the pin, we are inserting a leather bush or rubber bush. This will be little undersized to the pin. The pin starting, we have the chamfer. By push it will enter into the bush. See here the flange one what we have after fixing the shaft on the either sides. Now we will fix the over the pin. We will fix the rubber bush or leather bush over the pin. And with this bush, it will enter into this hole without no clearance, because this leather and rubber is having a elasticity form. It will enter into this holes and it will fix. These two flanges fitted with the nut and bolt. So this bush pin type of flange, where it is used means the little misalignment of the shaft axis is taken place. It will automatically adjust due to the cushion of this rubber and the leather. It will take axis, then after making it to the line axis of the shaft, then we will put nut bolts checking and tightening. After tightening, even though the alignment is little difference, when it is running it will get self aligned due to the cushioning of this rubber and the leather. So this bush pin type flange is nothing but a flange which is having a pins. The other side of the hole is bigger size, which accommodate the bushes. This is one type of coupling. After that, bush and pin coupling. Now this is chain coupling. This chain coupling, the two sprockets, the two flanges are driven by the chain system. That's why it's called chain coupling. The flange replaces a sprockets on each shaft. See, when you fix the shaft to this flange, both the sides, this flange is in the shape of flange, but the end of the shaft, excluding the holes and all, this flange outer diameter is made like a sprocket, chain sprocket. For example, for a cycle, there is a crank wheel, backside sprocket, same like a sprocket. Integral of this flange. This sprocket is made integral with this flange, both the flanges. And after that, shaft fixing and this sprocket is brought nearby. After making align of these two shafts, see, flanges replace a sprocket on each shaft is by a duplex chain wrapped over the both adjacent couplings. Both adjacent, side by side couplings are called adjacent couplings. Here duplex. Duplex means it's a cycle chain. You know cycle chain. Cycle chain is a chain a single length. But same way double duplex, a single chain only, but it will accommodate the two sprockets at a time. It will accommodate the two sprockets at the time. So this cycle like chain is exactly wrapped over this sprocket without any loose or getting interference with, exactly fitted. How many links are there? That one links exactly fitted and this one is fitted. Over this pocket, under the cover, everything is fixed. After fixing this flange, over this one, like a guard, safety for oil seal like that other with gaskets and everything, it is fixed. And it is filled with the lubricant. It is filled with the lubricant. And it need a lubricant also when it is running. So when the primer mover is running, the secondary mover of the shaft also will run by joining the sprocket with a duplex chain wrapped over the both adjacent flanges. Now next one is gear coupling. What is this called? Gear coupling. In this gear coupling, both the coupling halves have a raised rim machine as an external gear. So I'll do drawing a sketch here. This is a gear coupling. Gear coupling. Both coupling halves have a raised rim machine as an external gear. So in this gear coupling, the two halves of this sleeve are a flange. Two halves of sleeve are a flange. If you want to flange coupling with gear, now it will go to the muffler sleeve coupling. So this sleeve and muff inside internal gear tools are cut as like a gear internal the muff coupling internal surface gear tools are cut. Same way the shaft what we are connecting and that also external on the shaft external gear tools are cut. Like this is like a spline shaft like. this gear exactly meshed into this coupling. Now the first half is placed and these two shafts either side is placed. Then the top half is placed and crimped together and crimped with the nut and bolt. Compressedly it is fixed. See, both the coupling halves have a raised rim machined as an external gear. The sleeve which couples the two shaft compressed two halves bolt together with the nut and bolt. It will crimp compressed fitted bolts together. Each half have a machine in a internal gear. This is the internal gear. Example, this is internal gear, this is external gear. This coupling requires lubricant. The coupling is capable of high speed and high power capacity. This type of gear coupling is high capability, high speed and high power capability. High speed and high power capability. There is no loss of slipping, and this is the gear type. Next one I'll spider coupling. Both halves of both have half of the coupling have three shaped lugs. See here in flange, ordinary flange, like this, three lugs are made. 2, 3 lugs. Lug is made integral part, machined, not like that pin what we fit with a nut and bolt. Integral part flange. These pins are made lugs, not pins. This is lugs. Pins means it will be in the round shape. Lugs is in a little bit square taper like. So sector like from the center to bigger diameter. So for each flange, first flange, this is second flange. Okay. For each flange, 3 lugs are made. Each flange. Both have half of the coupling have 3 shaped lugs. When coupling halves are fitted together, the lugs on one half fit inside the spacers between the lugs on the other side. So when these two flanges come together inside, these lugs go like this. After going these lugs inside like this, there will be a gap in between corresponding lug. Same width of the lug width is example 10 mm. This is also 10 mm. When these two coupling mesh together, for each correspondent, this one lug, for that lug, there will be a space of 10 mm. So after fixing this 3 plus 3 lugs, there will be a 6 space gap. 6 spaces will be there. With the same width of the 10 mm, with a rubber mold, they made a 6 lugs in equally spaced. This 6 lugs exactly it will fit into this. See, this rubber will fix into this. After fixing this rubber lug, one is touching to the metallic lug. There will be a space more 10 mm, which will fix the other flange into that. So what is explained here? Both have half of the couplings have 3 lugs. The spacer between the lugs on the other side. A rubber inserted with 6 lugs. 6 lugs fit within the spaces between the lugs. The drive is by the lugs transmitted the torque through the rubber. So this is the prime mover, this is secondary mover. This is prime and this is secondary. When this one start, this one drive to the rubber and rubber will drive to this one. See this spacer, the rubber, what we fixed inside this insert, what we are inserted in this, it is like a 6 legs, like a spider. So it is called a spider coupling. It will especially we can see this our bikes now, latest model bikes what are coming, the rear wheel, when they open, the main shaft of the chain will turn the tire having the same fitting in the bikes also with this rubber and all. So this is called spider coupling. This is a tire coupling. These two flanges are little bit differently they designed, and this coupling is fixed and transmit the power from one shaft to another shaft with the help of tire, same like of our scooter tire like or bike tire, according to the diameter of the flange what we are fixing on the shaft, maybe a smaller size or bigger size. In tire shape it is fixed, that's why it's called a tire coupling. A tire coupling is used to reduce vibration. Due to the tire rubber cushion system, it will reduce the vibration in engines and also reduce the torque oscillation. What is the torque oscillation? From out of the center, when it is running, if there is any difference in between the axis also, due to the torque, means to rotate easily because it is out of the flange, is rotating. So engine and also reduce the torque oscillation. It is available in different version and consumers. even. So available in different version. Customers can find tire coupling in various dimensions, different dimensions, different diameter, and in taper lock fitting model. Taper lock fitting model. What is taper? Example. This tire, when cycle tire or scooter tire is inserted into the two rims, the end of the tire is taper like this way. This tire will be inside where we insert the tube, that place, this is like a taper. So in the same way, what the taper is there, the flange is, here the flange is made into 4 pieces. One for the shaft, both are fixed. After fixing this tire, this same taper tire will be fixed in this place. Here also, the other of this coupling, same taper what is there, are placed like this. This one will go inside, this one will go inside, and these two are fitted with nut and bolt. Two are fitted by a nut and bolt. Both the sides, these are fitted by a nut and bolt. After fixing this one, this tapers, due to the taper, this rubber will not easily come out. And when we fix in between the two washers, in between the two metal piece, if we put in washer and tighten, the washer will not come out. Same way, in between these two flange and two parts of flange, one and second part, in between this taper is inserted and bolted. Then it will be fixed rigidly. So, because they use the tire shape rubber here, this is the same tire material inside, fly threads also will be there. This tire is used. That's why this is called tire coupling. This is grid coupling. Grid coupling. Grid couplings are excellently chosen where torsional flexibility, vibration, dampings are primer concern. Where it is no need to avoid reduce the torsional, flexibility, vibration. These grid couplings are used. These grid couplings are easy to assemble and replace. Grid couplings are easy to assemble and replace. Parts for parts interchangeable. The parts can be interchangeable. Short pinned taper grid flex element is for long life. This is a main what is connecting the flanges. Connecting the so now applications we'll see later. This will be the same like a flange. The flange outer diameter, the grooves are cut in the same pitch. Same pitch for all grooves are cut right round the flange. And a flexible spring shaped wire, a single piece, which one is readily available like this. This zigzag. So what happened? This spring, what is it telling? Short pinned taper grid flex element for long time. This is fixed into this. This one will fix into this. First they'll put this example. If you take a flexible rope or a wire, first you place this in the groove. In the groove you put the wire and bend it. It will come here. Again it will pass through this one. Again bend it like this. Again to pass through here and bend it. So when this is fixed, when these two couplings are together and they fix nut bolt, it is coupled, then this one wire is fixed. When these two couplings are together, this wire is fixed. So you think this very closer and this wire is fixed right round, but the wire is such a way that it is designed in a zigzag way, like a rubber band. They'll pull it and they'll fix in this. After that, to protect this wire when running, to not come out from that, they'll put a guard like which one will not allow this wire to open in grid. So this is wire is knitted like a grid, zigzag like that, right? Round over. So these all are easy to fix and interchange the parts. The applications where these grid couplings are used in the pumps, fans, conveyors, gearboxes, blowers, compressors, and electrical motors. So now in a modern generation nowadays, due to the new technology going on, changing, the new technology is coming. According to that new way of system, machines has to work. They're designing different ways of couplings to suit for the machine. So like this, many couplings are there, more few couplings are there. After that, some couplings generally we seen, I'll tell more couplings are there, 2 more couplings are there. After that, old arm coupling. It is used to connect two parallel shafts whose axes are at a small distance apart. See, when this axis, these two shafts when is fixed, the shaft axes are not coinciding. The little difference is there. The small distance apart it is. Axes are not coinciding. In that condition, like that shafts, so they will use Aldan coupling. Now, two flanges each have a rectangular slots. So these two flanges, flange 1, flange 2, this both is having a slot from the center. See here one slot is there. Same way, two flanges having two slots. So it should be fixed in a rectangle. If one slot is vertical, one slot will be horizontal. See, one slot is horizontal slot is shown here. In hidden lens, vertical slot is shown here in the second flange. Now, excluding these two flanges, the third piece which is used in between these is a disc. The two flanges are positioned such that here the two flanges are positioned such that the slots in one is at right angle to the slot in other. So these two flanges are same, having a slot. It is positioned right angle, one is vertical, one horizontal, with the help of a disc which is placing in the center. So the disc, to make the coupling a circular disc with two rectangular projection on either side. See, a plain disc is having a rectangular projection outside. This flange is having a female feature. This disc is having a male feature. A projection is outside. So other side of the disc also having a slot. This projection is other side, which is to X leg, cross leg. One is vertical, one is horizontal. So due to this disc, when the disc is positioned in this slot, the other projection will have a vertical which will position the other flange in vertical side. So the either shafts are fixed together and this disc is fixed and the shaft is bring closer to this one. So as I say, a small distance apart, the axis is small distance apart, not coinciding. The line is not coinciding. Little difference is there, this axis. To coincide this one, this disc will slide on the both the sides. In wheel flange 1 it will slide it, and wheel flange 2 also it will slide up and down. So when it is rotating, the disc is how much it was apart distance from the axis, it will continuously make them into the center too when it is rotating. So this is called Oldham coupling. So these two flanges are fixed with the disc, not nut and bolt. It is a separate piece. When it is running, it will slide in that. The other side of the two shafts, as we say in the previous flanges, it is keyway fitted. So now next one is universal coupling. Now next one is fluid coupling. This is the fluid coupling. Just two couplings which is fixed for the shaft. This is what the shaft 1 and 2. These two couplings are not connected with any other elements. Only these two flanges run with a fluid. Fluid makes them to run. So that's why it is called a fluid coupling. Based on the both couplings halves having vanes within a housing. Vanes within a housing. See, it is like a ceiling fan, two halves. Excluding the blades of the fan, the two halves middle how it is same way. Inside hollow is there. Inside hollow there are having two coupling halves having veins like. See, when our fan is rotating, the blades are throwing the wind outside. So where here the two couplings internal fan hollow is there. In that veins like structures are made. Example, a blade, a mixie blade. You know the jar blade behind the blades are there. When it is rotating, it will blow the air. It will throw the air. So in the same way, this flanges inside of is having from the center a curved blades like. Here the shaft is fixed, here the shaft is fixed. Here in such a way, the reservoir which is connected to this connected to the shaft, it will flow the viscous fluid into this flange, the primer flange, and the next side it is collected, the fluid is collected through and again it will go to the reservoir. Okay, this is a secondary. Now what happened? You take example, you take a big football, take a football and in your room on the board and with pipe if you put by pressure water to the ball, what ball? It will start moving. So how the ball will start moving? With the help of a liquid forcing that ball to move. In the house you have a table fan. See, two table fans you place like this. Two table fans opposite. One is connected. One fan is connected to the power. Power is supplied. The fan is rotating. When the fan is start rotating, it will throw the air, wind to the other side of the fan. This wind, when it is pushing forward with pressure, the other side of the fan which is not connected also wings, that fan is rotating. Means we are transmitting the power from this fan to that fan. The other fan is not connected, but this is how it is rotating. So here the liquid what is pumped inside the shaft, inside the flange, when the shaft is connected to the motor, is rotating with very speed. The inside the veins which is not straight, is little zigzag way. With the help of this force, when it is rotating, it will push the viscous fluid with forcefully by centrifugal force. This centrifugal force, the liquid what is pushed to the other side of the flange with heavy pressure, the other side of the flange also will start rotating as I explained before. The two flanges is connected. So these two are connected together, which is not having a leak proof. One shaft when it is rotating, the other shaft also will rotate. Due to the centrifugal force of viscous fluid. Viscous fluid means a sticky, thick substance. Either it is solid or it is liquid. Either it is liquid or solid. It is semi-fluid. Viscous fluid. When this viscous fluid is pumping with these impellers by centrifugal force, the other side of the shaft also will rotate very speedily. So this is a universal coupling or uni joint coupling. So now this generally we are seeing them these joints daily, but we are not seeing, but we know that where it is used for vehicles. Example, bus, lorry. From the engine motor which is generating the power, engine which is generating the power, it will transmit the power from engine to a tire which is not in a straight line. Up to some distance it will go straight, and to the rear wheels the one shaft is connected in an angle. All of you might have seen this one, but you might have doesn't know how it's working. So this is the universal coupling which will allow up to the 40 degrees. So now what couplings, all coupling what we are used, that all are in the access to the shaft or a little misaligned access to the shaft. This is completely different to that shaft misaligning or access to the shaft. This is completely one prime shaft is rotating the second shaft in an angle. So that's why it's called a universal coupling. This is a primer. When it is rotating, the teeth, what is it called, the 40 degrees, the pins interlock each other and rotate on one shaft, force the other half rotate. Low power is used only. Not smooth. It will not run smooth. Not reliable. Really only suitable for manual operations. Only it is used for manual operations. So in the same way, this is the old method, what I shown here. So in the same way, this universal coupling is moderated, and so this is the old method what it is universal coupling. You might have seen this everything in your engineering drawing, the universal coupling drawing, freehand sketch you made. So making this one a new technique, new way of transmitting the power from primer shaft to other shaft in angle from 20 to 40 degrees, up to 40 degrees we can do. In the Reservoir joint, the one type of a universal joint, Reservoir joint, this one is having a backlash, whereas the universal coupling is having a backlash, little pain between this teeth. When the vehicle when it starts taking a position to accelerate a speed, it will give us some sound. After picking up, it will run little soundless. So to avoid this sound and everything, there one more universal joint. That joint, it is kind of a universal joint which is transmitting the power into the angle, but it given a different name, that is a Reservoir joint. So if you, that is, it is complicated to me to draw on the board. So if you want, you can go and check in your cell phones. You can for Reservoir joint. This is all types of couplings what were used.